Today I am setting out sweet potato plants. The variety I am planting today is Beauregard, which, as you might recall, is a variety I planted a few years ago. Now, in the past I've actually raised my sweet potato slips at home. I've shown that on a video. This time I actually bought these slips. The main reason is to raise sweet potato slips from home, you need sweet potatoes. We ate all our sweet potatoes, therefore I ended up having to buy slips this year. I'll try to do better next year. Now, to plant sweet potatoes, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take my rake and I'm going to rake the row. And the main purpose of that is just one last minute hoeing before I actually plant. To get any seeds or any weeds that are about to germinate, this raking will get rid of those weed seeds and give my sweet potatoes a jump on them. After that, I am going to draw a hoe down the middle of the row, which is basically to help me just keep in line, nothing else. And then I'm going to, in the approximately middle of that row, I'm going to draw a line so I can know where the middle is. I have two 9-packs of sweet potatoes, therefore I'm planting 18 plants, and I want them kind of evenly spaced. So I figure if I mark the row in the middle and then plant 9 before that and 9 after that, better chance of me spacing them properly. So that's what I will do. After I put the sweet potato plants out, I'm going to put a scoop of manure on each of them for fertilizer. I don't want to really over fertilize sweet potatoes. I think that causes them to be a little hairy and leggy and stuff like that. So that's all they're getting. No commercial or organic fertilizers or anything like that. Mainly because not only I'm actually out of fertilizer, but that's okay. I think the one scoop would be fine. If the leaves start yellowing later on, I'll come and do a side dressing or something. So let's get started. Now, sweet potatoes I am protecting as well. I'm using the milk jugs for that. You saw me use those for my tomato plants. Sweet potatoes are extremely heat loving, so the extra heat will be fine with them versus it might be too hot for tomatoes. But more importantly, it will protect them from the deer as well. Deer, I think that probably the favorite thing to eat in the world is sweet potatoes. I mean, strawberries are good, peppers, but sweet potatoes they love. So I'm doing extra protection for those. Now while I'm planting sweet potatoes, Teresa is actually going to mulch the onions. She's going to use grass clippings from our yard, so I know there's no pesticides or anything like that on them. And she's going to use that to mulch and suppress weeds around the onions and garlic. Now this is particularly important for onions and garlic because they are particularly susceptible to weed competition. So a nice layer of mulch, and that will eliminate any of your weed problems for garlic and onions. Well, I'm getting ready to plant a row of okra. This will actually be the first time I've ever grown okra as an adult. As a child, we had okra all the time, and I swore I would never grow okra. Mainly because if you've ever gathered okra, it will cause you to itch, something in the leaves or something, and you'll end up having to gather okra with long sleeves and gloves in the middle of summer in Georgia, which is why I swore I would never grow okra, and here I am planting okra. Okra seeds are a little different, or there's a trick a lot of people do, and I do as well, is I actually soak my okra seed overnight, and you can actually see a difference. You can actually see the okra seed opening up and little white tips coming out of the seeds. Some people also freeze the okra seed for the same effect. It has a really hard seed. This kind of helps it soften and germinate more quickly. So I'm just going to grow one row. I'm going to run one row down my row here and plant the okra, put a little cow manure in, and we'll call it done. Soil to cover the seeds. After I've done this, I will come back and walk down the aisle, pressing the seeds in, ensuring I have good contact with the soil. This will be one of the rare times you see me actually walking in my beds. I try to confine foot traffic to the aisles. Now I'm going to top dress the okra with a little manure. As it rains, the rain will pull the nutrients in from the manure down to the okra. Well, here's what the finished row of planted okra looks like. The variety I'm growing this year is Spineless Beauty, so we will have to see how it turns out.